Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening.
What Clipse has just accomplished will be celebrated for years to come. If you somehow missed it, punch yourself in the face because Coke rap icons Pusha T and Malice have reunited as Clipse to release the now critically acclaimed Let God Sort 'Em Out, their first project since the Obama administration, by the way, and hip-hop has been captivated by this masterful rollout. Sincerely, in rap spaces, the brothers Thornton have been ubiquitous. Headline-snatching GQ featured taking shots at Drake, Def Jam, Jim Jones, and Kanye West, check. Controversy over the Kendrick Lamar-assisted Chains and Whips, check. Vintage Funk Flex single debut, check. Deep dives with dedicated hip-hop journalists dissecting the album, check. Tiny Desk concert complete with the drummer performing the grinding beat on a desk table, taking us all back to school, check. Art and fashion collabs with KAWS, Carhartt, Adidas, LVMH, Jeremy Sperling, and Verdi, check. Colors freestyle, check. SP's performance, check. Jimmy Kimmel, check. Ari Melber, check. Malice's meme-worthy facial expressions, check. I mean, the album even leaked days before as if LimeWire was still ravaging the music industry. It's all happening. By all accounts, Clipse's marketing plan was 180 degrees away from today's standard disposable surprise drops. The rollout for Let God Sort 'Em Out felt vintage. It felt like an event, Marvel-esque even. I mean, the only thing missing was Robert Downey Jr., and it's a shame, too, because given Dr. Doom's one-time affinity for cocaine, he fit right in. Clipse's manager, Steven Victor, detailed the strategy behind this rollout in a Billboard Pro interview with Dan Reese. He said, all of these things were very deliberate. We'd have these conversations and Pusha would be like, as we introduce the Clipse back, let's make it organic. Let's not work with anybody that's outside of our wheelhouse. Let's bring everybody into it. Everybody we're fans of and everybody we've been working with for the past 20 years. That's who we want to work with. Can't be mad at that. Quick backstory. The Virginia Beach Brothers became hip-hop favorites through cocaine-driven rhymes, top-tier wordplay, and the Neptunes' immaculate production. 2002's Lord Willin' and 2006's Hell Hath No Fury are revered in rap circles, adored by gangsters and hipsters alike. In 2010, Malice and Pusha T took an indefinite hiatus following the arrest of their former manager, Anthony Jeezy Gonzalez, who pled guilty on federal conspiracy and firearms charges. According to Vulture, he admitted to distributing over a half-ton of cocaine and nearly 5 tons of marijuana through 6 states and South America. Now, considering Jeezy was Clipse's manager, clearly they were under the scope. But by God's grace, both Malice and Pusha T avoided incarceration. In fact, both of them allude to these unfortunate series of events multiple times throughout Let God Sort 'Em Out, most notably on the aptly titled closer, By the Grace of God. But the weight of the weight they were pushing in their music was already weighing on Malice, and Jeezy's Fed charges were the ultimate tipping point for him to decide to step away. I spoke with No Malice in 2014 about the moment Clipse came to an end. Here's what he told me.
That story, it runs deep, and you know they were picking up all of our friends at different times. You know, I had a friend, he just had a baby, and he wheelchairing his wife, she holding the baby. As soon as he come out the hospital, bam, they got him. Had another friend, he's driving on the interstate, you know, with his girl, his daughter in the car, and the police just come, hit, you know, their car, like really crash into their car, you know, to make them pull over. And they were just picking up everybody. And it was just a whole bunch of things happening. So we didn't know, you know, who was coming to get picked up next, how it was happening. They was kicking in doors and, you know, making mamas and wives get on the floor, where he at, you know, it was just crazy. So when we were on the plane, you know, while I was on the plane and I didn't see my brother get on the plane, you know, I knew, like I knew what was up, because we never miss flights. We won't never late, you know. We usually calling each other, you close by, you almost there, I got your ID, you know, just double checking each other and all of that. And I hadn't heard none of that. So I'm sitting on the plane and you know, the very last minute, he comes stumbling in the door. So I stood up in the middle of the aisle in front of all those people on the plane, and I told him, I was like, yo, I don't know if you thought I was joking. I don't know if you thought I was playing, but I'm letting you know I ain't doing this no more. Like, no more, I'm not doing this. Because, you know, Pusha have a tendency to hear me and be like, okay, but he coming, I ain't listening to that or whatever. But I just let him know in case you didn't hear me the first time, it's a rap.
Yeah, that story runs deep. They're picking up all of our friends at different times. It's a rap. Wow. Now, though Malice stepped away from the Clipse, he didn't step away from the microphone. He converted to Christianity, changed his name to No Malice, and released 2 solo projects leaning into his faith, Let the Dead Bury the Dead and Hear Ye Him, respectively, as well as The End of Malice, a visceral documentary detailing his departure from the multi-platinum selling rap group. While Malice found his faith, Pusha T found Ye. Kanye West, that is, teaming with the polarizing superstar for the better part of the past decade plus. He was a good music executive and a critical piece in Ye's platinum-selling productions. He also released acclaimed solo projects My Name Is My Name, King Push, Daytona, and the Grammy-nominated It's Almost Dry, becoming one of hip-hop's most revered and feared lyricists in the process. Not to mention his complete dismantling of Lawbreed Drake Graham's reputation in their heated 2018 rap beef.
You are hiding a child.
So now Malice is back. Pusha and Ye's relationship would inevitably sour, which isn't hard to fathom considering Ye's gone Heil Hitler. And so now the stars are aligned for a near-complete Clipse reunion. I say near-complete because Pharrell is currently in a legal dispute with his former Neptune's production partner Chad Hugo over the trademark to the Neptune's name. The two are reportedly no longer on speaking terms, so Skateboard P handled the soundbed solo dolo this time around. So the trio quartered off a section of the LVMH headquarters in Paris, where Pharrell is currently creative director of Louis Vuitton, cooked up some top-shelf beats, whipped in Clipse's quintessential brand of luxury coke rap, and presented Let God Sort 'Em Out to the world, fresh for fiends first addicted to grinding 23 years ago. It's all happening.
Grinding!
If controversy is your thing, Let God Sort 'Em Out offers ample amounts. Chains and Whips featuring Kendrick Lamar made headlines at the beginning of this album's masterful rollout, when Pusha T accused Def Jam of refusing to release the verse as delivered. Apparently, UMG's lyrics department took issue with the track because, according to Pusha T, they didn't like the optics of 2 Drake nemesises on the same song, while Drake is currently suing the major label for defamation, stemming from the global success of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. All of this led to Clipse taking the project to Roc Nation for distribution. He also said they weren't comfortable with Dot's closing Donald Trump reference. I've covered all of this in detail on the channel. Check it out if you missed it. Now, Kendrick's verse is incredible, of course. Arguably the best verse on the entire project, and definitely has lived in think peace territory since it dropped. But the first verse on Chains and Whips, Pusha T's verse, is directly aimed at Jim Jones, because Jim Jones went on a headline-scratching media blitz telling anyone who would listen that Pusha T wasn't a top 50 lyricist. Now, if there is one thing we know about Pusha T, it's cocaine. If there's two things we know about Pusha T, it's cocaine, and Push gon' get his get back. Just ask Drizzy.
You are hiding a child.
Then on the lavish So Be It, Pusha T closes by taking aim at Travis Scott, alluding to damaging information he has on his former Good Music compadre, his baby mama Kylie Jenner, and Tyga's close friend Alexander A.E. Edwards. In an interview with GQ, Push explained the disrespect, stating Travis has a history of playing the middle when there's friction between artists, noting Drake's verse on Sicko Mode and Meltdown, as well as Scott's appearance at Rolling Loud with Future and Metro Boomin, where he was egging the two on to play Like That, which disses Drake. Pusha also said this about Travis Scott: he don't have no picks, no loyalty to nobody. He'll jump around whatever he feels is hot or cling on to whatever he feels is hot. So that's where my issue comes in. He's a whore. He's a whore.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Now, of course, King Push takes a couple swipes at Ye. Look at them, him and him, still waiting on Yeezy. I hope you got your squeegees. He raps on Ace Trumpets, just a brilliant track overall, and easily one of Let God Sort 'Em Out's most addictive offerings. Then later he closes the majestic So Far Ahead, rapping, they done took it all, praying that he fall, no more questions about Gestapo. Now, Pusha and Ye worked together for over a decade, so clearly he's tired of being bombarded with questions about why Ye is doing Ye things, So he outright brands him Gestapo, which would be wild if it didn't kind of fit. Drake, Jim Jones, Travis Scott, UMG, Kanye West, Pusha T settles a number of scores on Let God Sort 'Em Out, offering just enough gossip fodder to trend the project on every platform. But fortunately, in the grand scheme of this fantastic LP, those moments are barely a sideshow. The real story is the impenetrable chemistry and wildly impressive rhymes these two 50-year-old rappers display throughout this release, and doing so over straight hip-hop beats, eschewing the temptation to push for pop appeal. That's the legacy of Let God Sort 'Em Out. For example, Inglorious Bastards featuring Ab Liva, POV featuring Tyler the Creator, and the hilariously titled Mike Tyson Blow to the Face are all hyper addictive, as is Ibada, all of which define the term coupe talk, luxurious enough to make your whip feel more expensive as soon as the bass pumps through your speakers. FICO featuring Stove Got Cooked spills replay value everywhere, easily my favorite song of the moment. Push and Malice reflect on the trials of their days trafficking cocaine, and Stove God Cooks drops the year's craziest entendre on the hook. Check this out. With the Fetty so strong, you gotta bag it with one eye closed. Flipping fentanyl with the platinum-selling one-eyed rapper Fetty Wap.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello.
All things considered is the second most potent example of Let God Sort 'Em Out embarking on vulnerability. Pusha T gets personal in his verse describing the challenges he and his wife Virginia are having a second child. Check the lyrics. All things considered, let's be specific. My mama cheek, I miss it. I wanna kiss it. Naj asking for siblings, I know he meant it. V miscarried, we hit it. I'm glad he missed it. Visceral. Then Malice reflects on his decision to step away from and ultimately step back into Clipse. When Jada was asking why, I saw the vision. My homies that didn't die was all in prison. Then later, made my exit just to make my entrance. Revolving door, maybe I can make a difference. Powerful. But the most potent example of Clipse's emotional depth comes on the opening track, The Birds Don't Sing, where each pens a verse dedicated to one of their deceased parents. Push's verse is about their mom, Malice is about their dad. John Legend handles the hook, and the song's placement completely inverts how rap albums are generally structured. Usually artists will save the personal track for the outro. Here Clipse puts theirs front and center, starting Let God Sort 'Em Out with a beautiful, tear-jerking moment of light and humanity. 3-second applause. Masterful project, masterful rollout, generating blue flame levels of cultural heat. It's all happening. But perhaps the verse that best depicts where hip hop is in 2025 comes courtesy of Nas on Chandeliers. Nas's verse absolutely captures the zeitgeist, the spirit of this age in rap, where for the first time in the genre's history, rappers are not forced to age out of rap music. Nas won his first Grammy at 47 for his project King's Disease, the first of a celebrated 6-album run of releases. Killer Mike too. Mike was 48 years old when he snatched 3 Grammy Awards for his phenomenal release, Michael. Hov dropped the oft-considered classic album 444 when he was 47 years old. Away from them, Future is 41, Drake and Kendrick are pushing 40, and Travis Scott, though he moves like he's still a YN in his mind, he's in his mid-30s, which makes his rebuttal to Pusha T seem as delusional as a Jim Jones media blitz.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And here comes Clipse. Really think about this. Here comes Clipse. Clipse took a 16-year hiatus, weathered storms of all types, concocted a masterful rollout bringing light to their reunion, delivered a near-perfect project littered with pristine rhymes and emotional depth, and moved a hyper-impressive 113,000 units first week, the highest first week they've had since their debut, by the way, all at the age of 50 years old while officially driving the final stake into the coffin of the idea that rap is a young man's game. Look, in a fractured media environment where everyone is digitally siloed and superfans are only championing the people that they rock with and everyone lives in their own bubble, I'm not sure what a universal classic would even look like in 2025, but Clipse's Let God Sort 'Em Out sure does feel like it, don't it? Don't it? Am I tripping? I don't have the answer to these questions.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom happening. Systematical culture views, it's radical, it's all happening. shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog. You don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.